Okay, right on schedule. 1 week after Apple released iOS 27 Beta 6, they released iOS 27 Beta 7, and this is definitely going to be coming to the end of the iOS 27 beta cycle. Before we jump into everything, including release dates, if anything's new and all that, let's jump into settings, general, and about, and take a look at what this latest iOS version number is for Beta 7. And I think a lot of you guys are going to be happy to see that we actually finally have an A build here. The full build number is 24A5424A. Obviously, if you're new to Apple betas or just not familiar, when Apple gets to an A or B build, that signifies that beta cycle is almost complete, and the next version, barring any big setbacks, is going to be the RC, which means we might actually not get another beta next week. We might get a gap in between. We'll talk about all that in a second. But let me know in the comments below what phone you're using on iOS 27 betas and how they've been working for you since beta 6. Now, aside from this, I do want to talk about one thing because this did make me happy. I've talked about it on our iPad Air, our iPhone Air. The heat has been terrible, but this here has felt a lot better. You can see while we are in the camera plateau, it is 100 degrees. However, it is not crossing that border, and around the perimeter of the phone, it actually still kind of remains cooler to the touch. It is still warm, obviously, while everything's indexing, but historically, that has not always been the case, so it is good to see here. You can see the modem firmware has not changed. It's still 2.10.01. And then if we go into iPhone storage, this is something that has been all over the place and a little disappointing. Look how crazy it actually is right now for iOS. Take a look at that. Apple Intelligence is using 13.23 gigs. We have that reserved auto space that has been fluctuating at 11.12 gigs. iOS as a whole is at 16.02. And then holistically with everything else, we have a 40.38 gigabyte total size. That is significant. That's crazy. No wonder why these storage base minimums are all going up. That is a ton of usage just for iOS. And take a look at system data. This continues to climb. While we have seen it lower, it has gradually went up, and this does change. It's not the end-all be-all, since it does include cached logs and other resources. This changes day by day, but still seeing 44.5 gigs is pretty intense. So just something to keep in mind when you're updating. This is going to need quite a bit of space. And then obviously the biggest call outs here is Siri, the new Siri and everything. And in beta 6, it was working pretty quick. Let's go ahead and run a quick test here. When is the next Jags home game?
The Jaguars battle the Buccaneers on Friday at 7:30 p.m.
What's the cheapest ticket? So you can see it cut off. It didn't actually hear that next prompt. Let's do it again. What is the cheapest tickets for the Bucs versus Jags game this Friday?
Tickets for the Buccaneers versus Jaguars game this Friday start around $30 to $31 on.
So you can see that actually worked pretty quick. If we actually go back into settings and go to Siri, you can see here there is not a lot of other new here. But one thing that did happen here, unlike beta 6, is that it quickly reloaded the new Siri beta, and I didn't get reverted back to the old Siri, where I can actually see all these changes right here, which is definitely good to see. It looks like all of the voices are still limited to 2, except for British having 4 and American having 7. Your pace and expressivity all still looks the same. Nothing else really looks too new from this beta. And again, that's what you would expect considering we're on a 7th beta here. So aside from that, also one other call out. For the first time in this beta cycle, we are going back-to-back betas with optimized search and Siri being messaged here, letting us know everything's indexing still. Historically, up until beta 6 and now 7, we were doing this only every other beta. However, now you can see we got 2 back-to-back. If we actually go ahead and just kind of jump around, let's take a look at some of the top stories here. You can see it is actually flying around the OS. Not really seeing any dropped frame rates yet. It's working very well here. Let's jump into the App Store, see if we have any new splash screens or anything. Everything does look very fluid here. Camera. Let's go into the watch app. Now, everything's loading up very, very quickly. It is definitely good to see. I was having one issue that was just aggravating me so much, and it usually appeared in messaging. But anytime, if I wanted to go, let's use notes for an example. Let me go ahead and open up quick notes. It looks like everything's actually still reloading here. Let me go ahead and open this keyboard test. So historically, for some reason on beta 6, I was having an issue when I wanted to type a message, the keyboard would not appear. Hopefully that is fixed here. That was one of my biggest issues in beta 6. Battery life was pretty solid as well in beta 6, so I'm hoping to see that continue here. Let's test out the keyboard really quick and see how it goes. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all having a great Monday. What are your plans for this weekend? Do you prefer the pool or the beach? Let me know down below. So you can see that actually worked pretty good. Let's try to type it actually. What's going on? How are you? Typing seems to be pretty consistent here as well. The predictive text line is still here. I hope you're doing well, and I hope blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that is actually not too bad either. Like I've mentioned in past videos, anytime this predictive text line went away, that's when the spelling and grammatical errors came up. That's what caused all the poor typing. That hopefully is resolved here. Even though we say that every beta, we will have to see. Now, aside from that, let's talk about release schedule. Since this is an A build and we're not out of August yet, I don't know if we will get another beta next week on the 31st. We might not get an 8th beta simply because this is an A build. Unless something comes up that is horribly wrong and they need to re-release this, I think we're going to skip the week of the 31st, and then come September 7th week. It is a holiday here in the US. However, there's been a lot of conversation about this possibly being the iPhone announcement day on September 8th. However, I don't think Apple will have media travel on the 7th on a holiday, so this could possibly be moved to the 9th or the 14th. Whenever that gets announced, that is when we will know when exactly we will see the RC of iOS 27, but I would not put it past the end of week of the September 14th, definitely by the 18th. Apple does usually release main beta updates on a Monday, so we'll have to see. But no, we are super close, less than a month away from the public release, and I am very curious to see how Apple is going to handle the next-gen iPhones, the release here, and any new home products, Apple Watches, and things of that nature that they announce. So that's really going to do it for this one, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Are you excited for iOS 27? Underwhelmed? Liking Siri? There's so much to talk about. Let me know your thoughts, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace.